Thank you.
Your loudest voice.
Great
Loud voice. Give me your Greek voice.
Whoppa! All right. Okay. So this book is with Jeffrey K. Liker and myself. We started a company called Lean Leadership Institute. Small company, and we've got online courses we're trying to sell to companies. But it's not always working. People don't learn on online courses. Do you guys agree? Raise your hand. Good. 10% of the learning happens with an online course. 20% happens with a coach. Somebody telling you. Like Leanne was my coach today. Where's Leanne?
She's inside.
She was my coach to getting here today. I would never have gotten here without my navigation system. All right? And 70% of the learning happens on the job, doing things on the job, solving problems on the job. Okay, so here's the Toyota Way model, and what I want to tell you that has worked is philosophy. So let's think about lean. Lean is tools for a lot of us, has been in the past, and as we implement tools, without a philosophy, it dies. You can apply a good tool to any problem and you'll make wins. But without the philosophy, it's going to die off, peter off. So I started with a company called Buehler Furniture last year. They make furniture in the woodworking industry. So this company, in order to start them off, I said, all you need to know is one thing only, is train one value at a time. And the first value I got them to train is challenge. Okay, challenge. And what's challenge? Like Paul gave us all an invite. How many of you are scared to go up that mountain tomorrow? Day after. Okay, one. I was scared.
You're going to make it, George.
I know I'm going to make it because I've been practicing. I was scared. I had a challenge, and I'm over 300 pounds, guys. Okay, I had a challenge. And what I did was I saw a video where you go to the washroom, you do 2 push-ups, and you're done. Okay, you work your way from 2 push-ups to 10, and then you do 70 push-ups in a day if you go to the washroom 7 times. I did that. I was doing over 100 push-ups.
The Kaizen way?
Yeah, it's kind of like get small changes to feel the success so that you can take on larger changes. You guys agree?
Yeah.
So that's all I'm teaching them.
Big time.
Yeah, so it's huge that we have small wins. So what's a small win? A 2-second improvement is a small win. Norman Bodek, about 7 years ago, 8 years ago, was speaking in front of 600 people. Everybody knows Norman here? Raise your hand.
If you don't, you need to know him. That's the man right there.
This is the guy that brought lean to North America. I was so excited after his talk. He doesn't remember me, but I said, Norman, I want to buy all your books. I bought 6 books. He signed them all. I read them all, and the one I loved the most was The Idea Generator, Norman. Quick and Easy Kaizen. So I'm going to show you guys what that is real briefly, okay? But I had this company think of only one thing this year. Here's a person without stress, too little stress. And if you look at performance, their performance is low. Do you guys agree? Little stress, low performance. Too much stress, hospital time, low performance. Just the right amount of stress, the right amount of challenge in this case, makes them really productive. So that's all I was getting them to think about. And I said, how do we do this? Wow. Every day, come up with one thing that puts a challenge in front of people. After I do the mountain on Friday, Saturday.
Do it with us on Saturday.
Yeah, and I'll jog all the way up. Because I actually walked to work 3 times, and work was 12 kilometers away, guys. Like 8 miles. Walking to work 3 times, like 2 weeks ago. So I know I can do it. My feet were killing me. That's why I'm resting them now for the mountain. But think of challenge. My next challenge is a half marathon. And I've got a goal because of Norman Bodek's Harada method to lose 75 pounds by December 31st next year. And I'll do it. I won't ever look as good as Paul because he's still got hair. Okay? All right. So challenge everyone in the company is the key, not one person. Everyone in the company. So here it is. We set a little system called Quick and Easy Kaizen. We called it our own thing. We called it My One Small Improvement. And here's one example.
In 2014, Buehler Furniture implemented a new program called the My One Small Improvement, as we like to call it MOSI. We wanted to improve productivity build a strong, proud workforce, and also increase our staff engagement. The MOSI program has had a huge impact in helping Buhler achieve its goals. See this wall behind me? Each one of these sheets represents one improvement done by an employee on the plant floor for this month alone. Our staff on the plant floor are making dozens of improvements every month, allowing us to have lower costs, higher quality, and a much faster delivery time.
Okay, you got to market, right? Climb Easy, where Ashley? You got to market. They're sending these videos out to people now, like their customers. So what is it? It's simple, and this is right out of Norman's book. I highly recommend you buy it. Idea Generator. We had this problem. We did this, and it got a little better. Should be 75 words or less. Keep it simple. The only challenge you're going to have is translating it to different languages of people that work in your plant. It's the only challenge. And get everybody to do one sheet first. Everybody has to do one while you're there in training, and post it up and give them credit for that.
So for clarity's sake, George,
Yeah.
the challenge is one improvement a week?
Our wish is one a day, but we don't push them.
Right.
Okay, if you push people, they resist. All right, so it's a wish.
So
we want one a
the
day.
philosophy is challenge.
Challenge.
So the challenge is approximately one improvement a week?
No, one a day.
One a day.
Yeah, that's a big challenge.
That's a big challenge.
Now, what's the next target condition? It's to do one a month,
Okay.
and then one a week,
Okay.
then one every 4 days, one every 3 days. But leave it to them to decide what their goal is, as long as they're working towards that challenge. Okay, they had 3 suggestions in 6 months. One of the suggestions was remove this suggestion box. Okay? That's really 2 suggestions. And we went to 86 in 1 month, and they're still going, and it's almost a year now. Okay, so they're continuing. We put up winners. We say, here's the best person of the month as far as the number of ideas. We don't care about how much money. Norman's got a great way to assess things for money. Okay, I mean, what's the improvement worth? Here's a good way to look at it. People take 10 times longer to improve than processes. Do you guys agree? So get them working on improvement. I don't care. They'll improve the
I don't
processes
understand
as
what
we
you
go.
just said.
People, if you want to change a person, it takes 10 times longer to change a person than to change a process in a plant.
Okay.
Okay, engineering or whatever. That process might be a month. It'll take 10 months to change a person, change their thinking, change their approach.
So if you change the process, you end up changing the person? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying the opposite. Change the person. Give them a challenge. They'll find ways to improve the processes. I'm not saying you don't guide them. But as soon as they make those small improvements, you give them a bigger challenge as an employee. Then you give them a bigger challenge. And then sooner or later you say, okay, I want a cell put here. Or I want this value stream converted. Can you get the team together to do it? And they're supposed to challenge the people that they're working with. Okay. Okay, here's another quick video. Maybe not.
Here's an example of one small improvement that saves us a lot of time and increases productivity. The tool board has outlined all of the tooling. If one is removed from the board, it's easily identifiable that it's missing from the board and saves us time in looking for it. Having the tooling in the same place all the time means the operators spend less time looking for tools and more time in concentrating on quality. It increases accountability and also lets the group know who keeps their tools organized.
Okay, accountability, but still, they're doing it on their own. That's the key. We do lunch and learns once a week. We teach a topic. We expect the leadership to go do. Okay, so I don't do it anymore. I've gone from doing it as a consultant to teaching those how to do it. Okay, there's a before and after. Here's an office at the top. We removed that whole office because I don't like people looking down on me as I'm walking through the shop. So that was a management small improvement. There's a shrink wrap machine on the far right. They could never get to it. They're spending a lot of time, so they organize the area where they can get to it. A little before and after. You got to learn to thank people, right? As they get to it, you say thank you, use their names. We do that in the lunch and learns. They're using checklists from the Harada method. All right, a daily check sheet on what the operators, team leaders need to do. These are small improvements. Saved labor, they're writing down stuff on labor cards. Just on the writing alone, we save $70,000 a year on not putting everything down that they don't need to. Okay, so here they also videotape for the first time in 25 years this company has been in business. videotaped the assembly of a curio cabinet and organized a cell on their own because of the lunch and learns. I said, videotape it and then time it. Put 3 people there, make it all together, reduce inventory, and the production manager did it on his own. All right, because I gave him the challenge, and he met the challenge. All right. So they timed it, and we went from, within 3 months, wherever we were, we also had to create a unit of measure that made sense. They never had a unit of measure for the company. We created something called equivalent units. So everything in the company was related to the number of hours as a standard, and we called it an equivalent unit. So they went from 176 equivalent units to 274, which is a 41% improvement in 3 months. Okay. Again, with the philosophy, lean continues. Without a philosophy, it dies down as soon as you make, quick wins. And you don't have a philosophy as an organization, it dies down. So I highly recommend values, building in the philosophy. Start with the value of challenge everybody in the company, and you'll just get there faster. That's my recommendation.
I'm curious, what's the next value?
Okay, if you go through the
first one is challenge.
Challenge, Kaizen mind,
What does that mean?
continuous improvement. Think everyday improvement. Okay, so challenge would be further out, like 3 months.
Okay.
And then everyday improvements, Kaizen mind. Gemba, like Genchi Genbutsu. Go to the Gemba. Go see it for yourself. Teamwork, which is very interesting because teamwork at Toyota is not about just working together as a team. It's about an individual being the best that they can be so they can challenge the team. Okay, so teamwork is very complicated in that way. And finally, what's the last one? Okay, think about it. Give me the last one, guys. Teamwork. Respect for people, which is really respect for society. Yeah.
I'd say it's founded on that.
Yeah, so I would say it doesn't matter what value you teach or what order you want. You got to assess the organization and start giving them a card. Like, for example, when you give them a card like this to put in their pocket, you show them the core values. And I found a lot of people talking a lot in meetings. How many of you guys find that? So we created a core value called respect for time. So we say something like, out of respect for time, can we move the meeting on? So out of respect for time, I'll move this presentation forward. And it's a good way to indicate, I'd like to talk more, but out of respect for time, we need to move on.
Okay.
And make one small improvement every day is the production goal for them when we started off last year. And of course, in Tagalog, that's what it looks like, because half the people there don't speak English. Okay.
Okay, George. Well, thank you very much. That was awesome.
That's it. Thank you, guys.